There's a strange point some business owners hit. They wanted more business. They worked hard for more business. And then more business starts coming in. But instead of feeling excited, they feel dread. So the question becomes, why does growth sometimes feel like a threat? In this video, I'll show you why that feeling doesn't always mean you picked the wrong work. Sometimes it means the wrong version of the work has started to take over. The wrong clients, the wrong expectations, wrong projects, the wrong kind of pressure. And if you misread that, you can turn a right fit problem into a full-blown career crisis. This came up in a real conversation I had with a local expert recently. His business was growing, but he looked stressed, really stressed. And at one point he said, "Did I pick the wrong profession?" And when he said that, it landed hard. I felt for him. I've been in the video marketing and communication space professionally for over 24 years now. And in my experience, I've heard this come up many times before. I've actually had this feeling too. So if more business has started to feel like a drag for you, more than it should, you're not imagining it. But the key here is, it may not mean what you think it means. The first thing to understand is that this feeling is totally confusing because it shows up at the exact place you expected relief. You thought more business would make you feel safer, more stable, more validated, more like things were finally working. So when the opposite happens, it can really mess with your head because now you're not just dealing with the dread, you're also dealing with the guilt of feeling dread about something you worked so hard to create. You wanted traction, you wanted momentum, you wanted the phone to ring, and then it does. The calls come in, you get referrals, repeat business. The projects are getting discussed. Your calendar's filling up. Looks like great news. But on the inside, something starts to tighten. Instead of thinking, great, here we go, let's do this, part of you thinks, oh, do I actually want this? And that's a really strange feeling to have when the thing arriving is technically the thing you were trying to get. You start questioning yourself. Why am I not more excited? Why does this feel so heavy? Am I being ungrateful? Am I weak? Have I lost my drive? Maybe I want this less than I thought. So the first point is this. Dread feels disorienting because it shows up in the middle of something you thought would feel like success. And because of that, people often misread it. They assume the dread means something is wrong with them, or wrong with their work, or wrong with their entire business. But at this stage, all we really know is this. Something you expected to feel fun and exciting has started to feel complicated. And before you make a big conclusion about what that means, you have to name the contradiction clearly. This matters because your marketing is like an amplifier. It doesn't automatically fix the business. It often multiplies whatever your current positioning is already attracting. So if your business is pulling in wrong fit clients, unclear expectations, or work that drains you, more business coming in may not be feeling so exciting. It's a bit like turning up the volume on a song. If the track is clean, louder volume sounds great. But if there's already distortion in the sound, turning up the volume won't fix it. It makes it harder to ignore. It's distracting and it's not fun to listen to. And business can work the same way. If your current marketing is attracting the wrong clients, the wrong expectations, or the wrong version of your expertise, then more demand won't feel like freedom. It may just feel like that distorted part of the business is just getting louder. So the point is this. More business can reveal that you're not necessarily rejecting the work itself. You may be reacting to the kind of work, the kind of clients, and that kind of pressure your current visibility, your marketing keeps attracting. It isn't always the work that's gone bad. Sometimes growth is just amplifying misalignment that was already there. And that matters because more visibility without more clarity can multiply exactly what you already dread. And this is where I'd slow down, because when dread shows up around your business, it's very easy to turn that feeling into an exaggerated conclusion. Maybe I chose the wrong work, or Maybe I'm not built for this. Maybe I've lost my drive, or I need to do something completely different. But before you go there, it's worth separating the signal from the story. The signal might be real. Something may genuinely need your attention. But the story your mind builds around the signal might be too broad. Dread is a bit like a smoke alarm. You don't want to ignore it. If it's going off, something probably needs your attention. But you also don't immediately decide the whole house is doomed. You slow down and you ask, where is the smoke actually coming from? Is it the work itself? Is it the clients I have? Is it their expectations or my expectations? Is it the pace of my work? Is it the way I've been positioning myself? Is it the kind of work my current marketing keeps attracting? Because those are very different problems. So the point is this: dread isn't always a final verdict. Sometimes it's just a signal that your way of work is showing up in the market no longer feels sustainable. A signal that growth on top of this version of work is starting to cost too much. A signal that something about this fit is off. And once you see it that way, you don't have to jump straight from this feels bad or I chose the wrong business. You can start asking a better question. What exactly is the dread pointing at? Because that question moves you from panic to diagnosis. And diagnosis is a much better place to make decisions from. So if you made that list, the next video is where I'd go next, because the next question is not just what feels bad. It's what exactly on that list is the real problem. That's what we're going to be unpacking in the next video. So if this is hitting for you, here's what I do before making any big decisions. Don't try and solve your whole life tonight. Just separate the signal. Give yourself some space in your calendar to think and to write down your thoughts. Just brain dump everything. Ask yourself two simple questions. What part of the work still feels alive to me? And write down everything. And then, what part of the work, the clients, the expectations, all of it, what's creating that dread? Just get it out. Write it down. What you love and what is stressing you out might be two completely different things. And if you can separate them, even roughly, you've already made tremendous progress. You've moved from panic to diagnosis. And that's a much better place to make decisions from.